Hello and welcome to myStock Tutorials with Shane. In this video we will cover myStock user access, who can use myStock, what do inventory user levels mean, and to what extent can these user types use myStock. So let's take a look at this. Who can use myStock? First you want to go to your tall order back office. Here as the owner you will be able to decide which of your staff members will be using myStock. You'll navigate to the staff list, and here you will choose which of your staff will be using myStock. In this case, all of these staff members of this business are using myStock. So how do you set it up? You go to the update button of the staff member, you select that, then you'll see at the bottom of the screen, inventory user, yes or no. When you select yes, that means that they will be using myStock. Once you choose yes, then the inventory user level will pop up. Here you will be able to select between three different types of user levels. We have inventory admin, inventory manager, and inventory clerk. I'll explain this in a moment what these three user levels mean. So once you've decided what level of access these staff members will have, the staff member, you will simply select Save. In this case, this one will be an inventory manager. So let's take a look at what these three user levels mean. As you can see here, we have our access settings potential. So what this means is that as an owner or an inventory admin, you will have access to do editing of all types of actions that myStock have, whether it's month-end or production or to receiving or purchase orders, to reports and settings, to stock issues, requisitions, stock takes, transfers. You have access to all of the features of myStock. That is your owners and your inventory admin. Inventory managers and inventory clerks. These two staff members or inventory users have slightly different access levels. As an inventory manager, they have a possibility to have access to all stock actions. What does this mean? This means that as the owner, you have to give explicit access control to be granted to these managers. So you can decide whether they have access to all of this. You can say, right, I only wish to have them access to the purchase orders, the received stocks, maybe some stock inquiries, and maybe stock takes. But you do not wish to give them access to settings or reports. You can change this on myStock, and I'll show that to you guys in a moment. So they have access by explicit access control granted. They have it to all. Whereas the inventory clerk, they have some that it is impossible for them to have access to. So for example, here you'll see that an inventory clerk, they will never have access to month end, nor will they have access to canceling outstanding orders. They will never have access to reports or settings or completing of initial stock takes or recounting of stock takes. So these actions will never be available to an inventory clerk. You will be able to adjust this on myStock. When it comes to who can be added for approvals, when you give a staff member the access to approve certain stock actions, such as receiving stocks or placing purchase orders and so on, the owner, the inventory admin, and the managers may be added, but an inventory clerk can never be able to do approvals. They will never be allowed to approve anything. So that is, in essence, what this means. So let's take a look on myStock, how you can update this. So once you've set up your different user levels for all of your staff members, you simply go and sign in. Once you're signed in, you'll go to the settings, and then you'll go to access control. Now, access control only relates to the inventory manager and the inventory clerk. As I said, owners and admins, they have access to everything. So this next explanation doesn't relate to these two at all. However, the owner or the inventory admin are the only ones that can actually edit this section. So inventory managers and inventory clerks is related to access control. That means that when I select access control, if I am the owner of the business, I can come to the access settings and I can set up which of my staff members that are managers and clerks to what extent they can use myStock. So I can say, I no longer wish to have my inventory clerk have access to stock production. Therefore, I will select this toggle. Then once you've selected any of the toggles, this blue button, Edit Settings, appears. So say I want to remove inventory clerk from stock production and I no longer want them to be able to receive anything. I would like for them to, they can do everything else, but I wish for them not to do anything else. I simply select Edit Settings, and you will see that their names are appeared here, the staff members. A green tick shows what they are have access to. Now say I want to deselect the inventory clerk from those selected. It'll change to red, and I will go done, and you will see that they have been removed from those settings that I have deselected for them. You'll see that there were certain things that are for where the inventory clerk will not have access to, and I will show you in a moment. As you can see here, that the inventory clerk, even though I selected everything, you will see that they do not have access to month end. They do not have access to canceling outstanding receive stock, reports, settings, completing of initial stock takes, and recounting of stock takes. They do not have access, even though they have been selected for this. And that, in a nutshell, is myStock user access.